Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about my 3-month rhinoplasty update. I'm also going to be answering some questions that you guys have been asking me on Instagram, YouTube, and Snapchat. So I do have all those written down. Sorry, that's my phone. And I will be going through those, answering every single question. So let's get started. Alright, so just to recap for those of you guys who don't know or maybe don't remember, I had a rhinoplasty on November 14, 2017. I did vlog my entire experience, so if you guys want to see me bruised and swollen and just looking very scary, then you could click the link down below. I'll link that video, and then I'll also put it up here in the little notification section of recommended videos. It'll be right there. So if you guys haven't seen that, I recommend watching that one before we continue. That way you can sort of know what we're talking about here. Alright, so at 2.5 months post-op, aka 3 months, my nose has gone down significantly in terms of swelling. It's just so much smaller. It's getting so much cuter, which seems impossible, but it really is. In my first video, I noticed that when I turned to my profile, like my tip looked like a little, ball, and now the tip has like shortened up quite a bit. It just, like, I can't believe that my nose is getting smaller. And it's just one of my favorite features on my face now, which before I would never be able to say that. The swelling that I had on this side, because it was kind of uneven swelling, has gone down so much. I hardly even notice it anymore. I had like a protrudence, I guess you could say, on this side from swelling, and that's totally almost evening out completely. Another thing that I've noticed that has progressed quite a bit is that I can move my lips a lot more. So before I couldn't, smack my lips together to rub lipstick. I can do that now, at least for the most part. It does feel a little tight right at the base of my nose, but I can do it at least. My breathing has cleared up a lot. So I didn't talk about this in my 6 weeks post-op. It just kind of slipped my mind. But up to 8 weeks exactly, I could notice that my nose would still get stuffed up. Not both nostrils at the same time, but when I was sleeping, if I would fall asleep on this side, this nose would get clogged up, and if I switched to the other side, then this nose would get clogged up. So that has stopped happening completely. My breathing is back to normal, which is great, but that was a little bit nerve-wracking at first. So, and then all of a sudden, just from one day to the next, my breathing cleared up. So I had my post-op visit with Dr. Kosins on January 9th, and he told me, that the breathing issue could be normal, especially in the early stages due to internal swelling, because you have swelling outside as well as inside. So sometimes, that makes it hard for the airflow to go in and out of your nose. So, and then there's still congestion going on. So at 8 weeks exactly, my nose just cleared up. So try not to worry about anything up until at least 6 months, because there's still a lot of healing happening and a lot of things that are going to change. Still, my nose does feel a little congested when I work out. And that's because obviously there's a lot of blood flow going on, and my nose does swell up when I go to the gym. Not crazy, people can see, oh my god, your nose is swollen. Other people don't notice at all. It's just me knowing my nose and seeing it, I can tell it's swollen. Soreness on my nose, and soreness will happen on the lateral bones here, has diminished so much. My nose used to hurt a lot when I used to do facial expressions. I think I mentioned this in my last video, but there's normal stuff like that. My nose used to hurt, and now it doesn't hurt. It does feel like a foreign sensation for some reason. I don't know what it is, but going like this, it's it just feels like a foreign sensation. I guess tightness would be the correct word. So the last thing to update would be working out. As you guys know, I go to the gym every single day. I do a little bit of strength training. Sometimes I Snapchat about it, sometimes I don't, but I do go to the gym every single day. And prior to my surgery, I was squatting 130 pounds. I jumped right back into my normal activities, my normal gym routine, and the next day my nose was so sore on the sides right here, even just having a stone, no expression face, I could still feel something. It wasn't painful, but kind of felt like a bruise, you know, like when you get a bruise and you touch it and it just kind of hurts, like ow. That's what it felt like on my lateral bones, which is so weird. But I asked the doctor about it. I was like, is it okay if I keep working out? Should I stop? So the doctor said it's fine. So if you choose to keep going with that, it's, like I said, totally fine. I decided, just for my own comfort, to pull back a little bit from, you know, the level that I was working out at, and I pulled it back down to like medium intensity. So I was doing weights, but I was dropping the weight. I was just doing barbell squats, dumbbell squats, you know, body weight squats. For cardio, I wasn't doing any more like jumping, like you know, jumping squats for HIIT cardio, or like jump rope. Anything that was high impact, I just took it out. So I did incline, fast walking for cardio, and like I said, I just dropped my weight. So that seemed to help. I did that for 2 weeks, and then at 8 weeks, I felt totally fine again to just jump back into my normal routine. I'm gonna answer your questions now. And the first question that I got, and everybody wants to know, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys that first, but don't leave the video afterwards. Just leave the video running in the background if you have to, because that really helps me out so much. So if this is the only thing that you want to know, just watch the video anyway. Yeah, deal? Okay. All right. So how much did it cost? Around $9,859, and I'll tell you why about in a second. But the doctor fee was $7,000. The surgery center fee, which is the surgery room and the anesthesia, was $2,859. So $2,004 for the surgery center, which, you know, you're paying for using their surgical room, and then $855 for the anesthesia. So total that you're gonna have to pay is $9,859. So that price is going to go up and down depending on several factors. Of course, the area that you go to, the doctor that you go to, their experience, and of course the difficulty of your case and your goals for your nose. All those factors, you know, are just going to affect your cost, but for me, that's what it was. I wouldn't know if to tell you if my case was complicated or not. I don't think so, because there was no grafts needed. Like, I didn't get any, you know, ear grafts or rib grafts. So if you would need those things, if your cost would probably go up. So yeah, but that's basically what I paid. So just for reference, I live in Southern California in the LA area, and I went to Newport Beach to get my surgery done. So hopefully all those help you determine, you know, your ballpark cost if you're planning on getting a surgery. How did I pay was the number 2 question. So that's complicated. So technically I paid upfront in cash, if you will. Obviously debit card, but like I had the large sum of the doctor fee. So I had $7,000, and the way that I got that was saving. Well, not me, my husband actually is so wonderful. He always does everything for me. But last Christmas, December 2016, he actually surprised me with my Christmas gift that he had been saving for me, because he knew that I wanted this forever, but I have never actually started saving for it. So he's like, I saved for you, and here's your money. Do whatever you want with it. I'm not saying that you need the surgery, but if it's what you want, then go ahead and do it. So he gave me $7,000 Christmas 2016. So because I was paying in cash, I was able to negotiate with the doctor a little bit and get a cash discount. You know, you have to bring out your negotiating skills and just try and do that. Not everybody's gonna do that, and not everybody's gonna get it, but you know, if you have good negotiating skills, maybe you'll be able to get a small discount. And then the rest of it, what you pay at the surgery center, because it's 2 different payments. You pay the doctor for his services, and then you pay the surgery center for what they're offering, and that is the anesthesiologist and the room. So I paid $2,859, and there's no negotiating there, with a personal credit card, which has since been paid in full. So that's how I paid for my rhinoplasty. Now, if you're like me and you cannot manage your finances very well and you cannot save money, then there's always care credit. Now with care credit, of course, you're going to go into debt. It's like having a credit card that pays for medical expenses. So if you go to care credit, it could be .org. I'll have to check, and I'll link it down below. If you go there and you apply and see how much you qualify for, that is one way that you could pay for your surgery and then make, you know, payments. The next question is, what is the downtime until you looked normal? This is going to be different for everybody, because for me, I didn't feel normal until 2 weeks post-op. And that's because that's when I felt like I looked like myself. I looked normal to the world at 8 days post-op probably. That's when my cheeks were still very swollen and my nose was very swollen. So it all kind of like looked even. That's when I was like crying and freaking out. So it kind of looked like my bridge had been scooped out, but it was just the illusion of my cheeks being so high up and my nose being, you know, so wide. So I didn't feel like I looked normal or like myself. If a stranger had met me that day, they would not have thought,
she got a rhinoplasty.
You know, like, because they don't know what my face looked like before. So at 8 days, if you're not going to see anybody who normally sees you and you're not trying to keep a secret, I'd say that that's an acceptable time frame to go out into the world. If you don't want people to know that you've had something done, then I would wait until you look more back to your normal face, which is at 2 weeks. That's just my personal opinion, okay? So for my scarring, I don't think that the scar under my nose is too bad. If I look to the side here, right on the inside, you can see there's like a little redness there. Let me zoom in. You guys are gonna see my nose hairs. Don't panic. They're normal, okay? I'm trying to wipe off my makeup, but that's probably a mistake because now it's just making it red. Oopsie. Sorry, guys. Well, hopefully you're still able to see like the scar, if anything. I just made my nose red. Oh well. So ignore the redness. It's usually not there. But that's my scar, if you will. I don't think that my scar on my nose is that visible. I think from the side you can sort of see it here. Ignore these little flakies right in the middle, because as you can see, my nose is peeling even up here, like everywhere. And that's just because dryness. So when did you look normal enough to take your kids to school? So you kind of have to make sure that you're scheduling appropriately. It's kind of tough the first couple of days. I had my surgery on a Tuesday. Wednesday, my husband, it's his days off of work. So he took care of her that day. He picked her up, dropped her off. And then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, my sister picked her up and dropped her off for me. Thankfully. And then Saturday, Sunday. So 5 days. And then the next week was Thanksgiving break. So luckily I had like a week and a half before I had to do anything. And then by that time I looked pretty normal. Now, if I had to take her on that Monday after the weekend, I think it's doable. You're going to look crazy and you're going to get stares. But put on a hoodie, put on concealer and foundation, and then you're going to be taped up. But that's just how it is sometimes, you know. But try to schedule maybe around the time when your kids are on vacations or have like a holiday coming up, something along those lines. Definitely makes it easier. So next question, what was going under like? So I did go under general anesthesia for my rhinoplasty, as you probably will for any rhinoplasty. And I don't remember going into the surgery room. I was in the waiting area. The anesthesiologist came in right after I had my markups done. He said, okay, I'm just going to give you something to relax now. As he was putting that into my IV, I told my family, just like joking, because I'm always joking around. I told them, okay guys, no more questions, you know, just because of all the videos that I've seen on YouTube from people that are under anesthesia. And then immediately, like in a second, I started to feel sort of lightheaded. At that point, the last thing I remember saying is, wow, that stuff works fast. And then my husband said that I waved goodbye to them as they were like wheeling me out. And I was talking to the nurses, so I was having conversations that I don't remember. And then I guess they put you under when you're actually in the surgical room. Again, I wouldn't know anything about that because I don't remember. I woke up and I was already in the recovery room, and I tried to breathe out of my nose and I couldn't. So then I tried to like blow my nose, and then I remembered, oh wait, I just got rhinoplasty. I probably shouldn't do that. And then I like immediately noticed the sensation of like a sore throat, probably from like the breathing oxygen tube. And then I kind of started like to look around, like, you know, where am I? What am I doing? Situation. But I knew where I was. I knew what had happened. It just felt like I was very, very sleepy. And then they brought my husband in. He helped me change, and then he wheeled me into the car and we went home. So I hope that answered all your questions. If I didn't answer anything the way that you wanted, just go ahead and clarify your question down below and I'll get back to you, or ask me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Everywhere is just at Beautymarqued. So with all that being said, remember that wherever you go and whatever you do, always leave your mark.